Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode number 11 and we are back up at the factory in the sort of mountain valley, and as you can see there's been a little bit of progression on the track front. So we have our track machine in that factory, we have all the materials we need getting manufactured, and this is what I've come up with. I've had a lot of fun in the last week just playing around with tracks, and yeah, this is at the moment the extent of the changes. So you remember, maybe if you watched the last episode, you'll remember that I've built a track that goes all the way down to the bottom of the village, the village at the bottom of the dam. Well, we have done that, and it's I've improved it a little bit because it was a little bit wavy, and the way that I've learnt about hills and track placements on curves is it's a little bit of a skill. So, and when you think about it, trains don't like going round corners, trains like straight lines. So I'm going to have to make sure that as I build the rail network in this world, I stick to that rule as much as possible. So this particular area here, I've tried to make a little bit. Oh, I didn't mean to throw that egg. Oops, never mind. It's given me a space in my inventory back. I've built this area as kind of like a rail yard, and this episode is really going to focus on trains. I want to be able to build a train, just a basic one, nothing fancy, and really build a train that is, first of all, I can go from A to B. So from the bottom of the village down there, back up to here. I'm not doing anything advanced like transporting items or anything like that. That's not what I want to do. The only thing I will do that might be regarded, by me anyway, as a little bit advanced is to build a track laying train. So I have some tracks here. This is where I'm going to create my first train in this sort of rail yard here. And I'm just going to have a little play around with some of the new features in the latest version of Create, which I have installed, which is 051. Ooh, getting a bit stormy. 051, and this is gives us the opportunity, these rollers, I think they're called, to actually not just build track, but to build the I guess the ballast underneath the track and do it in a quite a customized way. We can either have it go straight down, or we can have it in a more natural hill approach. Oh, by the way, new shaders. So I'm trying out a new shader pack, which is I really like the clouds and the sky. It's by far the best pack I've seen for sky. Although there is some very weird texturing going on up there. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. This is rethinking voxels is what I have been using, but this particular pack is Kappa's shaders. I think it's a little bit harder on the graphics card. Oh, cool! But it looks pretty smart, don't you think? We'll see if I can actually handle the frame drop. Oh, it's got dark very quickly. Right, I've taken the liberty of crafting what I think are the required items. I'm not sure in terms of amounts of what I need. I've never done this before, but I think I should have enough to build my first train. So this item here is a train station. Let's build it here. So I want to start laying track. What is that? Oh my word. Terrific. But it's dying, so that's the main thing. I want to head that way with my train building. Let's put it in the middle here. So that is, the arrow is facing that way. I want the arrow to face that way. And that should give us a place to build our train. Yeah, the arrow is going that way. It's just a bit weird. There we go. We have our train station. Station is idle. What do we want to call this? Well, this is a factory. It's high up in the sky. So how about Sky Factory? We'll see. I can always change it if need be. So this is the kind of the sidings here with some opportunity to build some test track. I've seen in videos of other YouTubers that have done this sort of thing that you can use the wrench to pick up a train and change direction when you get to the end of a line, but it's actually a lot easier, a lot more realistic to have a loop at the end of the line, so you can just turn the train around pretty quickly. With this in place, we should be able to create the new train. So the flaggy thing has gone up. Apologies if I'm not quite using the terminology that train people use. Okay, so use train casing on highlighted tracks to create bogies, which is the amusing term for wheels, train wheels. So I think it's a matter of clicking that, and we have our first bogie. And I think you can cycle between different types of bogies. I mean, that's pretty cool. We'll do that. We'll pop a block on the top, front and back, and that should be our basic train. We'll look into track laying after, but we need to create a seat so we can sit down on our train and be comfortable. But also, how are we going to go back and forward? We do that with train controls. So these won't work because we haven't assembled the train. So it's detected the bogie, and we can do more train, more carriages if we want. But for now, assembly failed. Ah, yes. Of course, it's clever enough to understand where there are bits attached to it that aren't actually connected to the train with glue. We have our train and our advancement 2. A rogue deployer has made a rogue deployer. Excuse me. What? Anyway, let's call the train something. What can we call it? Little Jugger. That will do, because it is little, and it's going to be chugging along. So just to test this out, I think you can right click and you can move it. So we've moved Little Chugger. We can do, I think we can do the same if we face a different direction. We can turn it around. So that's how you do it without a loop at the end of the track. So I'm going to turn it around like this for now, because I want to just take it for a little drive without running out of track. If the drive works and I can get down the bottom without incident, then we'll come back up here and we'll start expanding into track laying. So I think it's just a matter of using the normal movement controls. Here we go. Oh, I don't know. What is that noise? I think I just... What is that noise? Right, okay. Yeah, let's stop. I'm not sure. We'll keep going. And hopefully it stops. Horse. Sorry, horse. You're dead anyway. It doesn't really matter. So this is the tunnel that I showed you before. Ow. Ow. I think it's actually maybe hitting the sides. Probably has something to do with it. This is the new section of track that I've laid. And I want to show you down in the towns of Bradytown and Zillanini. We have a station. Oh, yeah, something else that I want to show you. Very important. I have this equipped. It increases the wearer's flatulence. But, yeah, if you occasionally hear when I'm when I'm crouching, yeah, you get that. That's why I have equipped a whoopee cushion for no particular reason. I found it in a chest somewhere. I believe it was just in my storage. I didn't craft it. Nobody had to do that. Anyway, I digress. Our train has successfully gone from one station to another, although this actually doesn't. I'm going to need to create another train station to actually mark this into a station. Do I have anything? No, I don't. Okay, I'll come back and I'll actually create a train station down here. And then I've also built a loop at this end of the track so I can go back up the hill again. We have a little bit of a platform going on here that is just basic for now, but it will allow us to get on and off and into the villages or the town quite easily. There's lots of work to do. I need to work out what sort of aesthetic I want to do to blend it into the surrounding area, and it's very, very picturesque village. So I'm not going to be doing that this episode because I just want to focus on trains and potentially some fun ways of track laying, because there's a lot of world, as you can see here. There is a lot of world that needs to be done in terms of transport. We've got villages up here, we've got unexplored regions up here, and so on. There's just all these places here that why boat to when you can take the train. I've also added a little bit of a line over the river here, which I will endeavour to take you on a tour, but I'm not going to do it by foot. No. We are going to take the train. These platforms actually are, well, obviously this is stone, but this platform is actually from the Minecraft Transit Railway mod. Something that I'm probably not going to use too much for the actual rail side of things, but there are a lot of add-on decorative blocks, station blocks and things like that I really like. They're a lot more modern, but there are some oldie stuff. I mean, this fits in pretty well. But there'll be parts of this world that I'm going to probably make a little bit more modern, and this will look nice. This will look nice, and there's things like signs and timetables and stuff like that that I can add just to add a little bit of detail. Oh, and it's getting dark again. Oh, that's bright. Right, okay. Hopping on the train. We're in control. Let's go for a little chug. If anyone knows what that noise is, I think it's just hitting things. If anyone doesn't know what that noise is, please let me know. A bit of progress over here as well. Look at it. We've got this track over the bridge, which is at the moment just a bit of wood. It is. Could that just be on? Could that just be the surface under the track? I don't know. It's annoying. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just the wood actually. So I might have to pay attention in particular to the ballast under the tracks. I've got tons of gravel and it does look the best. It's by far the best looking ballast. But yeah, we are now the other side of the river underneath the dam. We have, yeah, this beautiful view of this village. We've actually got a farmhouse here now, and somewhere around here there should be a farmer. I've actually assigned a villager to this area. There is a composter there to give him a trade, and I've decommissioned the wheat harvesting contraption because I don't really want to have a huge amount of machinery around here. There's enough villagers to sort of add to the ambience and to the movement. So a lot of my contraptions, I have made a decision, will be in different parts of the world. And this is, yeah, just going to be focused on just beauty. Look at it. Is there a shader pack that actually gives more realistic water than this? I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, we have, yeah, just a nice little riverfront here. In a future episode, in a not too distant future, I'm actually going to be working on the village of Bradytown and trying to just add a little bit of finesse to it, you know, just tidy it up a little bit, sort the paths out, make a nice waterfront along here, and yeah, it's looking good. Oh, another thing, we have trees. I've been gathering, I think that's walnuts and cherry trees, but these are the biomes you'll go cherry, not the new 120 cherry trees. We're still in 119.2. Basically, the mods that I use aren't ready for 120. As soon as they are, I'll try and move this world across, but I'm in no rush because I'm having so much fun at the moment with what I've got. So we have a bridge that needs to be worked on in the future, but for now, let's get back to the train and take it back up the top behind the dam and see if we can build a little bit more advanced track building contraption. I don't have a loop at this end of the track. It literally stops here. But we've got all this area here which we can do some stuff in. I'm quite tempted for a little bit of farmland. Just some sort of decent sized fields, all fenced off and pretty. There's so many crop choices in this mod pack that it'll look nice. It won't just be wheat, which does look pretty cool. Okay, I have just learned that you can actually change tracks by holding left whilst going right even whilst going forward. I can actually use the sidings. Oh, that's annoying. You need to make sure that you take this loop, otherwise we'll fall off the end of the track. Through the tree, and oops, no, back up. I'm still learning. You'll have to be patient with me. I need to get onto this track here, which is the track back up to the top. Out of the way, horse. Horse is down. And here we go. We just need to pull into the siding. And we'll go straight on the left here. Holding space takes us to the station and stops us nicely. Oh, excuse me. Excuse my flatulence. Oh yeah, it really isn't that difficult. I'm happy with that. Check me out. Okay, yeah, just showing off now. But I love these wings. Bzz, bzz, bzz. It's a bit miserable. I could do with building a roof on this thing, something to keep me dry while I'm constructing. I've now added the rollers to the train, which is the first thing we need to do. We have to glue them. Let's do that now before I forget. Like so. These rollers are new to the latest version of Create, like I said, and they're a bit like drills, a bit like mechanical drills that you get with this pack, but they have the added bonus of laying laying ballast. I can't concentrate because my wife is sat right next to me listening in.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. These rollers are much like mechanical drills, but they have the added bonus of laying ballast underneath the track. It's quite a long way down, so I'm going to need quite a lot of gravel. I also will need to create an inventory for the gravel, as you can see here. I have come prepared. What do you think of my newly improved train? We have extended the train casing, so it's now 3 wide all the way down the little chugger. We have some lighting, because it's very dark, particularly with shaders on, and some storage. I've got 1 double chest full of gravel. I've got capacity for more if need be, but that should do us for now. I need to assemble the train So we assemble it. Little chugger is ready to go. We will have a quick sleep. I think there's one more thing that I've forgotten to do, which I probably need to do when the train is disassembled. I think I need to actually configure the mode of these things. Okay, so the roller with the parrot driving the train will clear out any blocks or obstacles on the way, which is fine. But when disassembled, a suitable pavement material, also it's got filters that we can assign. How do I actually set the mode? Also, we can do it without a train as well. It doesn't actually have to be on a train track. Interesting. This is what I'm looking for. Suspended track. So you can set it to modes. How do you do that? Fill mode. So you've got straight down fill mode. But how do you actually set the mode? I don't want to do straight down. I want to do this next one, which is slopes. Looks much better, doesn't it? And so that's why all the gravel is for. Roller mode. Click and hold. Sloped fill below. Clear blocks. I don't want to clear the blocks. I just want to slope fill, which is applied to all of them. So it should now create a nice gravel slope underneath. It's not going to lay track, is it? There is a flaw to my plan. I'm going to need to take a little time to work out how to lay track. So I've taken the liberty of just laying it manually for now. There's, as you can see, nothing underneath it. And I should end up, if all goes to plan, with a nice slope of gravel underneath the track. This is the first proper test, and I'm not that confident, but yeah, we'll see. Let's give it a go. So the modes are set, the inventories are full. I'm now controlling it. We should, if I have done my job right. Is it? No, it is not doing anything. Ah. That would be why. I didn't do my job with the glue. Glue is now in place. Oh, no, I don't want to glue the train station. Let's assemble the train. Hop back on. Hopefully this time it works. Works very nicely. Excellent. Oh, no, no, don't go off the edge, please. I need to get off the seat. So let's just free cam this. And oh yeah, I've set up a bit of a mob trap down here to deal with that. But it looks pretty good. That column was by my building, by the way, so ignore that. There's clearly a lot of gravel going into this, so I'm going to need to make sure I've got plenty of supplies. Dirt might be a better option, and with gravel just on the top level. So we'll see if that can be done. But it should lead to some easier track laying. One last thing I want to try before we end the episode is to... we'll need to get back to the station. I'd like, in fact, actually no, the new version of Create, we can actually edit, add to inventories, to chests, whilst they are contraptions. I've now added train track to the inventory. I just want to test something out. So I'm either going to crash this train off the edge of this track, or it's actually going to lay track for me. Wish me luck. No. Okay. So it's not going to crash. It's clever enough to reach the end of the track, but it's also not clever enough to lay track down automatically. So that's for a problem for another day. Well, for now, if I can actually stop controlling this thing, I'm just going to say farewell. That's a fun episode, a fairly brief episode of train track and train related fun. We've made some progress. We've got a lot more to do. I will look to do something different next episode, just like I did with the B domain. Maybe we'll go find something else. We've got applied energistics that we need to actually progress as well. Now we've got the basic materials from a few episodes ago. So lots to experiment, lots to play with. Can't wait for another episode to come along. See you all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.